Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today it's the second of my 5-part mini-series on my top 25 favourite video games of all time. In the first episode, we covered numbers from 25 to 21, and in this episode we're going to be covering numbers 20 to 16. So, starting off, in the number 20 spot is Assassin's Creed 2, a game I have done an entire Let's Play on my channel. Now, what makes AC2 so great? Well, it was the first good Assassin's Creed game. Let's be honest, Assassin's Creed 1, looking back now, was an awful game. Assassin's Creed 2 had so much innovation. Let's go with a few examples of how AC2 was innovative. Double hidden blades. It's an innovative. You can kill 2 guards at once, or you have new counter animations. A hidden gun. Again, a new feature, not in AC1. Ledge takedowns, air assassinations, and hiding spot assassinations, all brand new ways to assassinate guards that were not in Assassin's Creed 1. Smoke bombs, poison blade, being able to buy pouches to carry more medicine, the climb leap glove. Like, Assassin's Creed 2 is possibly one of the most innovative games of all time in terms of what the game before it had and how much it innovated. Like, I firmly believe without Assassin's Creed 2, the Assassin's Creed franchise wouldn't have been popular at all. AC1 didn't really make it popular. It's just like, hey, this series is here. This game is here and it could be a series, and it did end up being one. Of course, AC2 follows Ezio Auditore, the greatest assassin of all time. Like, come on, you can't argue that Ezio is the best assassin in the entire Assassin's Creed franchise. He just is. And this game is his journey into becoming an assassin. And everybody he meets along the way is secretly also an assassin, but they don't tell him. They allow him to do things himself, then he figures it out at the end. So yeah, the story, it's a journey. You start off with nothing, no weapons, no money, no nothing as Ezio. As just a 17-year-old. You have nothing. But you go through so many iconic cities from Italy, whether it's Florence, Venice, Foley, or even Rome. You go through all these iconic cities, doing all sorts of things. We have blending had been changed, where instead of just putting your hands together and looking down like you did in the first game, you walk in the middle of a crowd and you become completely invisible to enemies. Meaning you can walk straight past them and they will have no idea. Assassin's Creed 2 is a revenge story as well, as Ezio's 2 brothers and father were killed right at the start of the game, which was ordered by Rodrigo Borgia, who is the mastermind behind the scenes, hiring all these Templars and sending them to attack places and try and gain control over all of Italy. But as I mentioned, huge innovations AC2 did. It also added so many more objectives into the game than just missions, like in AC1. we had races where you had to go through a certain amount of gates in a certain amount of time to win the race. There was beat-up events where a man did some wrongdoings to a woman, so you go find that guy and beat the crap out of him. But it was always just beat up, it was never kill. We had assassination contracts that Lorenzo de' Medici set throughout Firenze and Venice, where you had to take down a specific enemy. You meet so many interesting characters along the way as well, whether it's Paolo, whether it's Uncle Mario, Machiavelli right at the end, Bartolomeo, Antonio. You meet very interesting characters that will all help you in some way. But let's not forget the best of all, Leonardo da Vinci is in the game. Yeah, that's why Assassin's Creed 2 comes in at number 20 for its massive innovations. Coming in at the number 19 spot is the game that revolutionized 3D platformers. That's right, it's Super Mario 64. Now, we all know Mario 64 is an iconic game, one of the most iconic video games of all time, as it massively innovated and pretty much created the 3D platforming genre that we have now. Mario 64 has so many different and unique worlds, whether we have it's Bob on Battlefield, Womp's Fortress, Jolly Roger Bay, Snowman Land, Lethal Lava Lair. So many different and unique worlds in the game, and you enter them by jumping through paintings, another innovative feature. We have 7 stars per world. We have 5 main stars, 1 red coin star, and 1 100 coin star in every single world. There's 3 Bowser fights where you have to grab his tail, swing him around, and throw him at spikes. Mario has we see the triple jump for the first time, the long jump, the side flip. We have some brand new power-ups in the wing cap, the invisibility cap, and the metal cap. We have our first ever encounter with a boss ghost, but it was Big Boo, not King Boo. We had King Bob-omb, the only Bob-omb boss fight in any Mario game. We had the Womp King, the only Womp boss fight in any Mario game until he came back in Galaxy 2, in the Throwback Galaxy. It's just, what is there to say about Super Mario 64 that hasn't already been said? It's one of the most iconic games of all time, and it's possibly the most iconic. Even if it may not be the best, it still probably is the most iconic Mario game of all time. Like, some people's entire channels are just on Super Mario 64, whether it's the game itself, ROM hacks of it, speedruns, anything. Super Mario 64 will always be one of the most iconic video games of all time, and that's why it comes in at number 19. Coming in at the number 18 spot is Call of Duty Black Ops 3. That's right, BO3 is actually in this list, despite making pretty much no content on my channel for BO3, apart from one stream I had when the RPK was released in around back in May of 2018. Other than that, I haven't really done any content on the game, but it's definitely my most played Call of Duty of all time. Definitely. Its campaign was abysmal, and I never even finished it. And it was the least completed campaign of any COD game ever, because it was so bad. It didn't follow anything really to the story of BO1 or BO2, but the multiplayer and the zombies is where this game shined. It was another advanced movement game, but it was easily the best advanced movement game of all three. Advanced Warfare, BO3, and Infinite Warfare. It's really the only good advanced movement game, but it's the best advanced movement game. As the advanced movement in BO3 doesn't really bother anyone, especially not me. Its multiplayer, even with advanced movement, still worked and flowed very, very well. There were so many different great weapons. It was the first game I ever got a gun gold, which was the Cuda. It's the game I've got to the highest level in, level 55, Prestige 3, beating my previous record of level 50, Prestige 3 on Black Ops 2 multiplayer. The maps are actually all really... Most of the maps are actually quite good as well. We have Combine, which was in the beta, definitely one of the best maps in the whole game. Nuketown made its third appearance in a row for a Black Ops multiplayer game. This time we had Nuketown 3, which allowed wall running, which was a brand new feature, and a few Easter eggs, where if you shoot the heads of every single mannequin in the map in less than 2 minutes, they come to life and start. They come to life, but they only move when you're not looking at them. When you are looking at them, they stop. But the DLC maps were also very, very good. Just a few to name: we have Spire, we have Micro, Gauntlet, and that's just to name a couple. But one thing BO3 multiplayer did very well is the mini games you can play yourself within these maps. So specifically Infection, that was one of the maps that allowed for a great minigame called King of the Hill. That's me, Che, Connor and Rowan played quite a bit when BO3 was the main COD game back in 2016, where one player will stand on one small little platform in the middle of the map, and they can only snipe. But the other players are not allowed to shoot. They have to get onto the platform and kill the person on it to become the king of the hill. Of course, that didn't last very long, and we all just started shooting each other from off the platform as well. But we had King of the Hill. But that wasn't the only map we could play it on. We also had King of the Hill on Spire, as there was a specific point all the way to the left of the map. A little area you can stand in, with really 4 entrances. You can jump from around the corner from the right side, the left side, or you could jump straight from the right side of the map, or jump straight from the left side of the map. It was another great map designed for little mini games that weren't part of the actual game. But we have the zombies, which is where BO3 really excels. The zombies in BO3 is better than any other game. World at War, BO1, BO2, and BO4. Better than all of them combined. BO3 was the pinnacle and the peak of zombies. We had the greatest map of all time, in my opinion, Der Eisendrache. We had the second greatest map of all time, Gorod Krovi. We had Der Riese remastered, but properly remastered, even with an opening cutscene, and renamed the Giant. We have Shadows of Evil, possibly the greatest launch map, one of the greatest launch maps, if not the greatest launch map in zombies history. We had Zetsubo no Shima, the worst map of all time, in my opinion. And then we had Revelations, which capped everything off with a nostalgia trip of all different zombie maps combined into one. But not only that, Treyarch actually went the extra mile and gave us DLC 5, Zombies Chronicles, which so many of us thought was a joke, until Treyarch actually confirmed it themselves that there would be a DLC 5, where they remastered 8 of the previous maps from previous games. We had Nacht der Untoten, Verrückt, and Shinonuma all from World at War remastered, meaning we had all of World at War within BO3 for zombies, because the Giant is Der Riese remastered, so we already had that. We had Kino der Toten, which was, of course, one of the launch maps on Black Ops 1. We had Ascension, Shangri-La, and Moon, DLCs 1, 3, and 4 from Black Ops 1. And we had Origins from BO2, which was DLC 4, remastered. So, players that had played these maps already got to experience them again with better graphics, and players that might not have ever played these maps before got to experience them for the first time, such as me. I had played Narc, Kino, and Origins before, Shinonuma and Origins before, but I'd never played Ascension, Shangri-La, or Moon before. I'd also never played Verrückt or Shinonuma before. No, yes I had. Verrückt is the only map I hadn't played out of World at War yet. But now I've played every World at War map, every BO1 map except Call of the Dead, every BO2 map, every BO3 map. The Easter eggs were given their own boss fights for zombies. We were given elemental wonder weapons again in the Eisendrache with the bows. Adding more DLC, multiplayer DLC weapons into zombies was a great touch. Bringing back the PPSH, another amazing touch. And just zombies was almost perfect in BO3, and that's why it comes in at number 18. Coming in at the number 17 spot is Super Mario Galaxy. Which one? The first one. The original Super Mario Galaxy that was released all the way back in 2007. What a game it was. It was the first ever Mario game to have motion controls. It was also the first Mario game where Mario went out into space. We have so many innovative features. We have a spin attack being Mario's main form of attacking. We have the Life Shroom making its debut appearance, where you pick it up and you gain 3 extra units of health. We had a brand new power-up in the Ice Flower, and the Rainbow Star replaced the original star, but it did the exact same thing. Then we had the Flying Star, that literally just allowed Mario to fly. We had so many incredible galaxies, very iconic ones. We've got Battle Rock. Dusty Dune being iconic for being so tedious and long. We have Ghostly Galaxy, where we had Boom, the first ever appearance of Boo Mario. You actually got to turn into a Boo for once. We had Green Stars, which unlocked the 3 Green Star Galaxies, which were all notoriously difficult. We had, instead of riding shells in Mario 64, this time we had riding a Stingray in the Loop-de-Loop and Loop-de-Swoop galaxies that were used all through motion control. We had Star Balls that you had to stand on and move while on top of, again, with motion controls. Mario Galaxy was just another incredibly innovative game, and was the perfect launch Mario game for the Nintendo Wii that got it up and running in sales. It was a huge help. It seems Nintendo are the only company out of Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony that have actually that actually did motion controls well. Because Sony's PlayStation Move was terrible, and Microsoft's Kinect is terrible. With motion controls on the Nintendo Wii being the first good motion controls that any console had. There are stars you can get for Luigi when you beat Galaxy 1 after collecting all 120 stars and defeating Bowser for the second time, because you've already beaten him, the final boss of him, once to get up to 120 stars. You then get to play through the entire game again as Luigi, but there are 121 stars instead of 120, with the final one being in the Mushroom Kingdom. And it's a very, very nice, calm and peaceful, leisurely stroll throughout the Mushroom Kingdom, all the way to Princess Peach's castle. Super Mario Galaxy showed that motion controls can be a very effective way to put game mechanics around in a game. And they showed that that wasn't a fluke, because Galaxy 2 also did motion controls incredibly well. That's why Galaxy 1 comes in at number 17. Okay, number 16, the final entry of this video. It's Batman Arkham City. That is right, the prequel game to Arkham Knight. As you guys know, I am still currently Let's Playing Arkham Knight, and I have been since the start of this year. And Arkham City is still my favourite Batman Arkham game. Because Batman Arkham City, we start exactly where we left off from Arkham Asylum. We've just arrested the Joker, and we're bringing him into prison. But he welcomes everyone to the madhouse, Batman, as he sprung a trap and they all fell gloriously into it. The game also starts with Bruce Wayne outside of his Batman costume being captured by the Penguin only to break the Penguin's nose and then get straight into his Batman gear. And Arkham City is like Arkham Knight, but without the Batmobile. But that game didn't need the Batmobile, that's the thing. I think Arkham Knight having the Batmobile is a good thing, but I think if Arkham City had the Batmobile, it wouldn't be as good. So, we have Hugo Strange as a very important character. The Joker pretty much on his deathbed due to having infectious blood that's killing him from the inside. So he tries to send it. He samples it off into all the Gotham hospitals to try and turn everybody else into the Joker. Which, funnily enough, in Arkham Knight, kind of actually happens, because anyone who got infected with Joker's blood starts to look like him. And in the GCPD lockup, there's 4 people that actually have the Joker's pale skin and green hair. Not only that, we got to see Clayface, believe it or not. Clayface was one of the boss battles. He's quite difficult to fight to begin with if you don't know what you're doing, because he has close range attacks, but he also has some long range attacks that could catch you off guard. But most of the game is finding the Joker, but him managing to slip away from you. And oh boy, the ending to Arkham City is actually very, very sad, because even though you've been chasing after the Joker the entire time, killing him was never an intention of Batman's, and it never will be. Batman doesn't kill, even though he probably has in the games, because punching somebody and then them falling off a rooftop is probably going to kill them. So yes, Batman, you have killed. You just don't want to admit it. But the ending of Arkham City is so sad because the Joker actually dies. His infectious blood killed him from the inside. But that didn't stop him coming back in Arkham Knight and being the best character in the entire game, despite being dead. He talks to Batman in his mind throughout the whole game, and you even have moments where the Joker takes over Batman's mind for a short space of time due to Joker infecting Batman with his blood back in Arkham City. But you get so many new gadgets in Arkham City. You get explosive gel as a brand new Arkham City gadget that you already have in Arkham Knight. You have the remote hacking device from the very beginning, which you found in Arkham Asylum, and then for some very strange reason, it takes almost halfway through the game to get it back in Arkham Knight. I don't know why, but that's just what happens. But yeah, incredibly sad death. Great gameplay, just like Arkham Knight. A story that actually but Arkham City has an incredible story, as I just said, due to the Batman and Joker, due to the interactions between the Batman and the Joker. Like, you can tell they really need each other. And but until Batman realizes in Arkham Knight that the Joker inside his head is not the best experience, albeit a funny one. And that's why Batman Arkham City comes in at number 16. So that is going to be the end of this video. Just 3 more videos to go. Hope you guys have enjoyed. The next one will be covering numbers 15 to 11. Subscribe if you're new to this channel, follow me on all my social medias, and until next time guys, catch you later.